AITA for exposing my wife's affair with our daughter's boyfriend after she stole her college fund? I never thought I would be the guy writing something like this, but here we are. So yeah, turns out my wife was sleeping with our daughter's boyfriend. That alone would have been enough, but no. She also stole our daughter's college fund. Let's get into it. After 18 years of marriage, I thought everything was more or less fine. I opened my daughter's college portal to upload a 529 plan statement and saw a balance of $10. The last statement showed $68,000 and change. That morning it looked like vending machine credit. My stomach did not sink. It just went completely still. I had felt that same stillness 2 nights prior when I recognized my wife's username on a Snapchat notification that popped up on my daughter's iPad. It was followed by a photo of my daughter's 19-year-old boyfriend in our garage wearing my sweatshirt. My sweatshirt, my garage, my Wi-Fi. A free guided tour. I did not confront anyone yet. I am 42. My wife, Monica, is 38. Our daughter, Haley, is 17. She is about to enter her senior year of high school and is smarter than both of us combined. I am a systems administrator. $200 a month to the 529 plan. On autopilot since she was in diapers. I never missed a month, not one. When Haley was born, my parents opened the 529. I added money every month and also opened a uniform transfers to Minors Act account in Haley's name. Birthdays, tax refunds, a chunk of my bonus when the company was acquired. Nothing flashy, just silent deposits and a spreadsheet. The marriage was fine until it was not. About a year ago, Monica started leaving her phone face down, living at the gym, and taking out cash for errands. She works as an administrator at a pediatric clinic. The gatekeepers know where the spare keys are. That is the problem with trust. It assumes adult behaviors. She knows about billing, insurance, the front desk, everything that works on the basis of trust. Why do you always leave your phone face down? I asked one night, more curious than accusatory. She was in the kitchen loading the dishwasher as if the appliance had personally offended her. It's a habit, she said without looking at me. Work has been crazy. Dr. Prakash's kids have respiratory syncytial virus again. Sure. The cash withdrawals? She blinked. For errands, you know, at the farmer's market they only accept cash. No, we go to the farmer's market. She shrugged, washed a plate with the enthusiasm of a Department of Motor Vehicles line, and changed the subject. That was already normal. Also normal were the long nights at the clinic and visits to the gym that ended with her coming home with perfectly dry hair. Around the same time, Haley started dating Cole. The kid had a firm handshake. He said sir and called me sir. He arrived with a clean sweatshirt and talked about his intro to business class as if it were the National Basketball Association finals. I did not dislike him. I thought first boyfriends are like first cars. You want something reliable for a year so they learn not to crash. Monica was too enthusiastic about him. He is polite, she said. He needs guidance. I could help him with his resume. You do not even like doing yours, I told her. She smiled. Be nice. I let it go. Free application for federal student aid season arrived. I logged into the 529 portal to download the year-end statement. 12 years of deposits, birthday checks, and that bonus when the company was acquired. I expected to see the usual number, the one that made me breathe easy for 5 seconds. Balance $10. The uniform transfers to Minors Act withdrawals totaled $68,000 for $112.17. The 529 showed 3 transfers to an external checking account. The combined loss was in the mid-5 figures before any recovery. I did not panic. Procedure. I do not raise my voice when logs can do it for me. I opened the account that had the larger number built slowly. $68,000 for $112.17 2 months prior. Current balance $10. For withdrawals. Same branch across town, in person, with a signature that was mine only if I had broken my wrist and learned to write with my left hand inside a moving car. I said absolutely nothing out loud. I took a deep breath, opened my spreadsheet, and created a new tab named Monica in all caps because it felt clinical and I needed it to be clinical. DoorDash charges. Transfers via Zelle to Cole tagged as gas and books. Oil change receipts for a car that was not ours. Life 360 logs showing Monica's phone parked 3 blocks from a cheap motel during clinic hours. One day, I drove to the clinic. Lights off, I took a photo of the door with the closed sign, whose reflection seemed to smile at me as if it knew something. Inventory night, I texted her. Yes, she replied. Long one. Understood. Need anything? No. Love you. I put the phone down and opened the safe in my brain. Checklist time. The next day, I went to print Haley's math packet, and the printer was annoyed with a paused AirPrint job. IMG 4827. Hike from Monica's phone. Curious name for an assignment. I opened the print queue on my Mac. The preview popped up without drama, just with stupid honesty. Cole in my gray sweatshirt in my garage, leaning on my workbench. The text Monica had put was still embedded in the exported Snapchat image. You look better in his sweatshirt. Background detail. They did not think about Haley's science fair board 6 feet away. That is not romantic. That is inappropriate. Still, I did not explode. I left there and checked the HomeKit activity again. The motion marks matched the time of the photo within a minute. Then I checked the Philips Hue history for the garage. Someone had been activating a custom scene that I had not created. Studio Pink, activated 3 times last week, right in the same time slot as the logs. I do not name scenes as if I were shooting music videos. The garage camera is not very clear, but live photos are. Monica has photos syncing enabled on iCloud. I opened the Photos application on the family iMac and filtered by location garage in the exchangeable image file format data. A new clip, hidden but not deleted, saved in recents and then moved. The audio of a live photo is always the tell. 2 seconds of sound. Her whispered laugh. The jingle of his belt buckle. My wall unit beeping as it went up to 70 degrees. Nothing explicit, yet completely unacceptable, especially with my daughter's bicycle hanging in the frame as an accidental witness. Physical check to not lose my sanity. I went to the garage. The small Manfrotto cell phone tripod I bought for Haley's stop-motion project was placed behind the miter saw with the legs wide open as if it had seniority there. My microfiber fender cover had foundation stains right in the center. The only person in this house who wears foundation and does not pay for car parts. You know who does not wear foundation in my house? Me. To be completely sure, I checked Cole's iPhone. It showed a strong spike in data usage during the same 34-minute window. I tapped device details. Last registered hostname, api.snapchat.com. Strong signal intensity near the garage node. They were right under the access point, probably thinking that having signal bars meant privacy. The straw that broke the camel's back was in the Files application on the family iPad. Haley does not use it. Monica does for recipes and Pinterest. Inside downloads, a scan made with Genius Scan. Receipts Sunco print 5x7 portable document format. A batch of 5x7 prints paid for with Monica's card. Ready for pickup. In a corner, the preview thumbnail of a print was visible. Cole again with my sweatshirt, this time with Monica's hand on the laces, back to my tool wall. My Craftsman socket set appeared accidentally, as if it were a brand sponsorship. That is not a date. That is high-definition disrespect. I closed everything as if I were sealing a crime scene. No screaming, no speeches, just a checklist. I had timestamps, network logs, light automation, a paper trail from the printer, a live photo with audio, and a receipt linking it to real money. Inappropriate is doing a photo shoot in my garage next to my daughter's school project. Stupid is leaving a paper trail. Stupid is leaving a receipt with your name. So I started building the silent, documented, and legal plan. If they wanted Studio Pink, I would give them stadium lights. Honestly, the money was not what hurt the most. It was watching my daughter's future burn and realizing the person who did it was yelling, "Let's go," at Cole's games like a proud substitute coach. I live in Georgia, a one-party consent state, and that matters here. If your blood pressure went up reading that, breathe. I did it right. I printed everything. 529 statements, uniform transfers to minors' act extracts, withdrawal slips, card charges, life 360 screenshots. I set my phone to record calls. All legal where I live. Then I called the bank's fraud line for the uniform transfers to minors' act account. I am the custodian, I said. There are 4 withdrawals I did not make. The signature is not mine. The security officer, a guy named Derek, was silent for a second. "Sir, did anyone else have a copy of your identification?" "My wife had an old photocopy," I replied, in a file box in the garage. "We have video from the branch," he said. The person presented an identification and signed the withdrawal slips. Can I share that with the authorities? Of course. The bank opened a fraud claim and flagged the case. The branch video was preserved pending a subpoena. If this is a minor's account, it is taken very seriously, he said. It is, I replied. Haley is 17. He exhaled. Understood. I hung up and booked 2 appointments. A family lawyer and a financial crimes lawyer. I brought a binder because I am that type of person. Colored dividers. One I labeled criminal and the other family, wondering at what point my life became an Excel joke. The financial crimes lawyer reviewed it all, as if she were speed reading the end of a thriller. You did well not to confront, she said. The family lawyer, Arthur, added his list. Move your salary. Freeze credit. Temporary financial restraining order. Emergency use of the home. Exclusive control of the accounts. If the judge is awake when we file the case. And no joint cards. Pajamas? I asked. Main mission. Protect your daughter, he said. We will ask for temporary custody. Keep her away from the chaos. Is this chaos? I asked him passively. He looked at the pile of evidence. It is organized chaos. I also moved my salary to another bank, canceled secondary cards, put fraud alerts on my credit, and my lawyer requested a temporary financial restraining order. Legal. Yes. Petty too. Still, I did not confront. On a Tuesday, Monica sent the typical long inventory night message. Inventory of what exactly? The motel parking lot said no syringes. Life 360 located her 3 blocks from the motel again. I drove by the clinic anyway to have the photo. Lights off, door locked, photo saved. I went back home and opened the garage camera feed. At 9:13 in the evening, the garage door opened. With that, my last doubt closed. Cole's car rolled into the back seat area. 2 silhouettes clearly not reading Shakespeare. I closed the garage door when the car was fully inside. Sensors clear, no tricks. Then I called the non-emergency number and waited inside, just as dispatch instructed me. Non-emergency, what is your problem? The operator said. There are 2 people trespassing in my garage, I replied. I want them removed. No violence. I am home. The door is locked. I want officers to document the incident. Address, I gave it. Are there weapons in the house? Stored. Secured. I am not going to touch them. Stay inside. Officers are on the way. 5 minutes later, red and blue lights. Body cameras. An officer knocked. Sir, can you open the garage? He asked. I did. Monica got out of the car as if walking into a performance review. Cole followed her, hoodie gone, t-shirt stuck to his stomach as if he wanted to get off that ride. IDs, the officer said, calm and professional. Monica looked at me. Are you serious? Completely, I replied. This is my house. He is not welcome here. Cole tried to speak. It is not what you think, sir. Shut up, you idiot, Monica hissed. The officers verified the IDs. At my request, they issued Cole a trespass warning and told both of them to leave for the night to avoid disturbances. They explained he could not return without my written consent and ordered them to leave. If you need to pick up belongings, one added, you can coordinate a civil standby tomorrow. Agreed, I said. We will do it the right way. I emailed my lawyer the incident number before the taillights disappeared. Monica texted me from the driveway. Are you crazy? I typed a reply, deleted it, locked the door, and took a note. Garage incident number 23 to 194. After the judge signed the order, I changed the smart lock code, removed her access to HomeKit, and left my phone recording on the counter. One-party consent. Not a movie, but I still had a very specific set of skills. Timestamps, spreadsheets, subpoenas. 10 minutes later, headlights illuminated the blinds. Monica walked up stomping as if she owned the deed. She rang the doorbell twice and then, out of pure muscle memory, tried to use her deactivated fob. I opened the door with the chain on. Open it, she said. It is open enough, I replied. This is being recorded. She rolled her eyes. You are dramatic. I slid a manila folder through the crack. On the first page, the draining of the 529. Behind that, the uniform transfers to Minors Act withdrawals with the branch address highlighted, the Sunco print receipt stapled, and a Life 360 screenshot next to the motel pin like a bad Yelp review. I played the audio of the 2-second live photo. The belt buckle, the thermostat, the beep, her laugh. The color drained from her face faster than the accounts were emptied. I borrowed it, she said with a paper voice. I was going to pay it back. You forged my name on a minor's account, I said. Banks do not consider it borrowing when the victim is a child. That is not a loan, it is a crime. She pivoted to anger because it is the only free option in this economy. I have a right to protect Haley's future. This is what is going to happen tonight, I continued. You cannot kick me out, she said. The officers said for you to leave for the night. Tomorrow I will file a request for exclusive emergency use of the home, I replied. When it is signed, I will change the codes. Until then, you leave in peace and also apply common sense. Go to your sister's house. Her mouth trembled. She hates owing favors to anyone, especially family. I am not going to Catherine's. Perfect, I said, backing up and removing the chain. Then go with. Pick a sister. The plan does not change. She advanced 2 steps, pushing me, reached toward the hallway out of habit, and saw the officer's card on the entry table with the incident number written large on top. She froze. I pointed to the card and then the door. Last time. Person badge, I said. Everything else waits for an agent. 2 seconds. She grabbed her purse, checked that she had her phone, and stared at me as if she wanted a fight. I was not selling anything. Are you crazy? She said. You slept with a 19-year-old kid in my garage? I said firmly. Our daughter's boyfriend. I have the print Q photo, the live photo with audio, the Sunko 5x7 receipt, HomeKit Studio Pink, and Life 360 logs marking a motel as if punching a time clock. It was not like that, she said. Belts do not click during conversations, I replied. And he is banned from entering. If he steps on this property again, he will leave in the back of a car with lights. We were basically separated, she tried. Joint return filed April 14th. Shared utilities. Shared bed last week, I said. Not separated. You were cheating with a kid who is dating your daughter. She stood planted as if she had been fouled on a layup. You are trying to humiliate me. I am documenting crimes and protecting Haley. These are the rules. You do not contact him. You do not contact Haley. And you do not return without an agent. Only person badge. Everything else tomorrow with civil standby. She looked at the entry table again, saw the officer's card and the incident number, and understood there was no way out of this, except literally. Go to your sister's, I added now. She grabbed the purse, jaw tight, and stormed down the porch. The car started, headlights turned east. That is the route to Catherine's house. I locked up, changed the code again, and noted the time. Then I sent Arthur and Monica a short summary. Infidelity acknowledged, exit recorded, probable destination sisters. No speeches, just paperwork. I moved my salary to another bank before dawn. I removed her from all joint cards. Fraud alert on all 3 credit bureaus. Arthur requested a temporary financial restraining order and exclusive emergency use of the home. The judge signed before noon. That afternoon, I filed the police reports. Forgery, identity theft, and misappropriation of funds from a minor. Detective Ramirez listened without blinking. He took my binder as if it were a birthday cake no one wants to share. We will request the branch video, he said. Your wife signed your name to withdraw uniform transfers to Minors Act funds. Yes. Funds of a minor. Yes. He nodded once. That is not a domestic disagreement. It is a crime. On the way out, I sat in the truck and called the clinic administrator pediatrician, Dr. Prakash. I need to meet, I told him. It is about Monica. It is serious. I have court orders allowing me to disclose. Come at 4, he said. Bring what you have. At 4, I handed him a neat binder. The court order, the case number, a brief summary of the inventory nights. The non-emergency incident number and the uniform transfers to Minors Act and 529 timeline read like a man discovering a leak over an electrical panel. We appreciate you telling us, he said. We will investigate and act according to policy. I am not here to vent, I said. I just want to make sure the kids' information and accounts are not affected by anything related. You did the right thing, he said. What do managers say when they are between disgust and paperwork? I wrote, all future communication will be through lawyers. And I sent it. Then I put the phone face down on purpose. I waited until I had something more than suspicions. When the case number was real and the orders were signed, I sat Haley down. She left her phone and opened the fridge. Any chicken left from yesterday? Yes, I said. Sit down for a second. She sat without drama. Just a teenager who knows something is up because the adult in the room is not using his usual sarcasm. I am going to say this only once, I said. No graphic details, just the facts. Your college accounts were drained. Part of the money was used for Cole's stuff. Most of it was moved to an account that is not ours. The uniform transfers to Minors Act withdrawals were forged with my name. I filed police reports. There is a case number. The bank has video. She looked at the table. There is more, I said, because ripping off Band-Aids slowly is cruel. Haley blinked and then looked at me with a tight jaw. I nodded. She swallowed. I am going to throw up. I brought the trash can closer as if we were on a plane hitting turbulence. She did not throw up. She just breathed until her hands stopped shaking. What do you want me to do? I asked her. She wiped her eyes. Block him. Block her. We can get my money back. We will, I said. Not all at once, but we will. She nodded and then added in a flat voice. I am done with him. Noted. Now we move like adults, I said. We are not going into details, I said softly. We are going to focus on recovery. She nodded again. I do not want to talk to her. That is in the order, I said. No contact without my consent. She looked at her hands. Okay. I did not say everything would be okay. I said, I got you. 2 days after talking to Haley, a certified letter arrived at Cole's father's house. Trespass notice, no contact order, and a short line that said, additional civil remedies reserved. An hour later, I received a text from a number I did not know. We met at a diner off Route 41. Table 3, because he chose it, and of course he did. He walked in first. Forearms of someone who still fixes real things. Not the guy who uses emojis to get out of trouble. I ordered coffee. He ordered nothing. He left his phone face down on the table. I do not want this to turn into a circus, he said. Nor do I want my name appearing in a complaint. Good, I said. Then we are aligned. I slid a thin folder with 3 pages. First, a 1-page summary of the uniform transfers to Minors Act and 529 transactions with dates and amounts, and the Sunco print receipt stapled for flavor. Second, the draft of the civil lawsuit, naming Monica and John Doe as recipients of the diverted funds. Third, the affidavit template. I did not raise my voice. I did not tell a story. I just pointed to boxes and dates as if I were taking inventory, because that was exactly what I was doing. He read. He did not argue the words. He just exhaled like a tire slowly losing air. He said it was for gas and books. It was not, I said. And even if it had been, it was not hers to give. My son is an idiot, he said. But he is not a criminal. Georgia consent laws are not the issue, I replied. The crimes are misappropriation of funds from a minor and forgery. Then help him act like he is not one, I said. I am not here to ruin him. I am here to replace the money he helped spend and get sworn facts in writing so my daughter does not have to testify about her own mother. I put my phone on the table, pressed record, and said aloud, I am recording with one-party consent. He nodded without flinching. 10 minutes got real very fast. He pulled a small legal pad from his jacket and started doing math like men do when the room tells them the bill has arrived. What number makes you not file that today? $15,000 now, I said. In certified funds. Plus an affidavit from your son where he acknowledges he received money or benefits from Monica, that he knew it was not parental support, and that she initiated the relationship when he was 19 and she was married. Stick to facts without opinions. He agrees to testify if subpoenaed. You get a civil release for him upon payment and signature, and I focus the civil suit on Monica. Even so, I will hand everything I have to the prosecutor. That part is not negotiable. He blinked at hearing 15,000. It is not much compared to the total, but it is enough to cover Haley's freshman year and send a message with postage. The statement protects him, he asked. It protects him from me naming him a defendant, I said. It does not protect him from perjury if he lies. So he will not lie. Raymond looked past me toward the pie display case, as if it could answer him. So I offered him a single path. $15,000 certified today, plus a notarized affidavit from Cole admitting he received funds from Monica and that she initiated the relationship while married. In exchange, I release Cole from my civil suit and focus on Monica. The statement goes to the detective and the district attorney. He went out, made 2 calls, and returned with a flat manila envelope he had left in his truck. He slid it across the table. It hit like real money because it was. Bank logo. Cashier's check. $15,000. $15,000. It does not fix a betrayal, but it buys time. Verify it, he said. I did. It was legit. I sent a photo to Arthur, and he replied with 3 words. Get the statement. Raymond's jaw tightened. He is in the parking lot, he said. Do you want to do it now? I replied, firm, without speeches. Bring him to the hood of your truck, I said. I am not doing this inside a diner, as if we were filming a reunion episode. We went out next to his F-150. Cole looked 10 years younger without that insolent confidence. He did not look me in the eye. I did not care. I read the affidavit line by line. Dates, receipts, the garage, the transfers, the relationship initiated by Monica. No adjectives, no heat, just nouns and verbs. Do you understand that this is under penalty of perjury? I asked. He swallowed. Yes, sir. Do you understand that this statement can be turned over to authorities and a court? Yes. Sign. He signed. The notary did her protocol. I scanned the pages to portable document format with my phone, saved them in the criminal tab for Detective Ramirez, and airdropped a copy to Raymond. I handed Cole a printed copy of the trespass order and the property return list. He nodded like a kid receiving his first bad grade. Raymond did not apologize for his son. He did not ask me to be lenient. He said the only thing that mattered. I will get him out of your orbit. Make sure he stays out, I replied. On the way home, I stopped by a UPS store and left a copy of the cashier's check and the statement in Arthur's Dropbox. I texted Detective Ramirez. Supplemental statement attached. Funds received to partially restore loss. He replied with a thumbs up and a good for the district attorney. Haley did not want details, she wanted results. I told her the first college installment was covered. She nodded once as if we had replaced a cracked tile. Function over feelings. The next morning, Monica tried to get ahead of the story with family. Vague Facebook post. Prayers needed for a difficult season with a controlling spouse. She went fishing for sympathy, so I responded with politeness. For those concerned, the case number is reserved. Please contact the lawyers if you have questions. We appreciate privacy for Haley. Then I muted the thread because smart people can read dockets and stupid people were not my task. She also called me 6 times. I did not answer. She left a voicemail. We can fix this. I borrowed it, she said. I was going to pay it back after taxes. You are exaggerating. This is our marriage, not a court. Haley saw the headline online. She looked at me from the breakfast bar. She is handcuffed. Okay, she said and took a bite of her cereal as if it were the only stable thing left. I forwarded the voicemail to my lawyer. He replied, thank you. Good admission. Several weeks later, Monica called. We are going to execute the warrant today. You might hear about it. Agreed, I said. I will not show up. I will keep my daughter off social media. She paused smartly. They arrested her at the clinic. Human Resources escorted her out. A mom from Haley's volleyball team texted someone who took a screenshot and sent it to me. I did not reply. I forwarded everything to Arthur without any comment. The first time I saw Monica after the arrest was during a civil standby to pick up clothes. 2 officers were there, bored. She looked at me as if I had ordered her favorite restaurant closed for remodeling. Can we talk? She asked quietly. We can exchange belongings, I said. Communication goes through lawyers. This is ridiculous, she said with a hard voice. It was just a little money. I would have paid it back. You forged my signature on a minor's account, I replied calmly. You paid a 19-year-old kid with your daughter's college money. That is not a little. She crossed her arms as if taking a mental mugshot. You are ruining my life. You ruined your own life, I said. She opened her mouth, closed it, opened it again. You always wanted control. I almost laughed. I wanted a family. You wanted excitement. She looked at the floor, grabbed 2 duffel bags, and left without another word. The next day, I received an email from her lawyer. My client wants to discuss reconciliation. Arthur replied for me. No. At the plea hearing a couple of months later, the district attorney offered a deal. Plead guilty to felony misappropriation and forgery. Restitution. 5 years probation. First 120 days in county jail. Ban on financial jobs and mandatory courses. Otherwise trial with branch video, forged forms, and recorded admissions. She accepted the deal. The judge asked Haley if she wanted to speak. She said, "I want my college money back and to finish high school without chaos." The judge included it in the order. Restitution started at $3 a week. It will take years. That is fine. Pressure is still pressure. The clinic fired her. The state started reviewing her administrative credential. The church asked her to step down. Her Facebook went silent. Her social circle shrank to the size of a phone booth. We finalized the divorce quickly. I kept the house and retirement. She kept her car and her debts. There is a civil judgment in Haley's name accruing interest. Orange is not the new anything. But being broke is the new being broke. A week later, Cole texted me. "Can we talk, sir, about everything?" I looked at the screen. The audacity, but also the stupidity. I replied with exactly one line. "All communication through my lawyer." He called anyway. I let it go to voicemail. His message was a disaster of excuses. "It is not what you think. She told me you guys were basically separated. She said the money was for school stuff. I feel sick. I am sorry. Please do not ruin my life." I forwarded that to the lawyer and Detective Ramirez. I did not reply. I did make sure, though, that Haley had blocked him on everything. She sent me a screenshot like a kid handing in homework on time. Done. Behind the scenes, I heard from a neighbor that Cole's dad did not budge and cut off his support. Not my circus, beyond making sure he never came near our house again. Certified letter delivered. Trespass notice. Not even to explain. Monica tried to sneak in a message to Haley from a new number. "We need to talk. They are poisoning you. He is turning you against me." Haley slid her phone across the table to me and said, "What do I tell her?" "Tell the truth," I replied. She typed with a steady thumb. "You emptied my accounts. You slept with my boyfriend. I am not being poisoned. I am being an adult." I saw her press send. She swallowed and added aloud as if she needed to hear it outside her head. "You slept with my boyfriend, Mom." There was no reply. That silence weighed more than any insult. Haley got a partial scholarship at a state university. Between the bank recovery, the restitution, a grant her counselor helped get, and me picking up weekend shifts as a waiter, the first year is covered. We opened a new 529 with 2 custodians, multiple alerts, and a rule stuck inside the binder. Trust is not control. Monica served her 120 days and reports weekly to probation. She works in a warehouse. Occasionally, she sends me paragraphs about healing. I forward them to my lawyer. Boundary respected. You already did the hard part. The plan is clean. The consequences are public and the kid is protected. Cut out the unnecessary. Choose your best receipts and let the file do the revenge. Sometimes I think about the night in the garage and how easy it would have been to explode and make it a mess. But a mess helps the liar. Paper helps the kid who was robbed. She lost the money, the job, and the narrative. Haley starts college on time. Paperwork is better than panic. Sometimes, 6 months later, the house is quiet in the right way. Restitution arrives on Fridays. Tuition is covered. Haley is packing for state college. The garage went back to being tools and sawdust. Studio Pink is now a can of primer on a shelf. I am dating someone. Her name is Elena, 36, intensive care unit nurse, divorced. No interest in fixing men or guiding teenagers. We met at a Saturday self-defense class I signed up for so my brain would not race aimlessly. Second date. I showed her the file and the mess. She read it, nodded once, and asked about boundaries. Green flag. We keep it clean. Separate finances. Separate passwords. Location shared only for meetups. Calendars synced for logistics. She brings protein bars on hikes. I bring a torque wrench when her cabinet door falls off. No triangles. No secrets. No inventory nights. If it lasts, great. If not, that is fine too. The point is the system works. The kid protected. The money restored. The consequences delivered. Life recalibrated. The revenge completed what it had to complete. The rest is maintenance moving forward. Comment. This story is a powerful reminder that, in our darkest moments, our response is our greatest strength. Instead of letting rage steer the ship, he chose clarity and a methodical approach to protect what mattered most, his daughter's future. It teaches us that even after a devastating betrayal, you can rebuild your life on a foundation of integrity and self-respect. True victory isn't about revenge, but about building a new, healthier future with your head held high. If you like the stories, don't forget to leave a comment and support the channel by subscribing. See you in the upcoming stories.